fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Show here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, and well, quite a bit of things have happened. Izuku Midoriya, at the age of 14 years old, found out that he was going to be trained by a strange man by the name of Reborn, and he was going to lead the Mafia one day. Now, Midoriya has discovered, thanks to Reborn, about something called the Sky Flame. And Midoriya, he has been trained to harness this power. Over the course of the 10 months before UA High School, he has been training with it. And the last part, he went through the, well, what was it? The UA entrance exam. And he did then fight against robots, where he was successful. Now, Midoriya, he's also recruiting for his familia, and he already does have at least 3 members: Bakugo, Todoroki, and Momo. Now then, with that being said, we do have next week, where Midoriya and Bakugo, they are both currently sitting outside together, and both are holding their acceptance letters to UA, as Midoriya does ask Bakugo if he thinks he got in. Oh, you better have gotten in. Otherwise, we're gonna have a big problem. Yeah, I know, but still. I'm quirkless, remember, man? Yeah. So, let's make a deal. If you didn't get in, then I'm gonna kick your ass. What? But don't you think that's a bit extreme? This being where Reborn does pop up. And he does just tell Midoriya that actually that is not. What? What do you mean, Reborn? Well, let us see. If you have failed, then recruiting for your familia will be exceptionally a lot harder. And I believe that Bucko Katsuki right here may be the one who will have to do the recruiting for you. So, if you have failed, I will be personally taking you on a round trip. A round trip? Yes, where I will be training you in multiple forms of combat, and preparing you for your life as a mafia boss the good old-fashioned way. And I will even get you to meet other people like me. And we will train you properly and thoroughly this time. Now, Midoriya, he hears the way Reborn does say that, as Reborn then does also say that they're also going to have to increase his training regiment, at least 20-fold. Now, Baku is staring at Reborn, as he knows exactly how much training Midoriya has done. Midoriya, he's at least about 20 to at least 0.20% stronger than his canon counterpart was around this time, since he's had more time to at least balance training and schoolwork. Now, Midoriya, yeah, he's had a good teacher. And Bakugo, he does open his letter, as Midoriya does find Bakugo was accepted, and he did pretty well on the combat portion. Since, let's just say, Bakugo, he scored about 220 villain points. And he got up there, which was quite surprising. Bakugo was told by All Might he got second place for the entrance exam. Now, Bakugo was kind of pissed off. However, there was Reborn, who asked Midoriya to please open his envelope. Midoriya sweating bullets, and praying that he at least placed within the top 10. Now, Midoriya does open his envelope, and you do have where All Might does begin to talk. Him talking about how it is very good that the boy has gotten into UA, and that he's quite proud of him. Him talking about how Midoriya, he scored roughly 198 villain points. Now, Bakugo does begin to cheer that he beat Izuku, and Reborn does just tell Bakugo to please stay silent until All Might is done speaking. And Bakugo, he's kind of confused. However, young man, as I have just explained, that was for the villain points. You also did score 80 hero points. What? Yes, that brings your total score up to about 278. Meaning, in total, you have come close to beating my record for the entrance exam. And you place first. Welcome to UA Academy. We look forward to having you at the school. Now, Midoriya, he is just sitting there. And Bakugo, he is there as well. Him trying to at least process what he's just heard. Midoriya beat him. Midoriya placed in first. Bakugo having that process in his head. Before he does just jump up and shout, "What the fuck is this?" And asking Reborn how this shitty nerd won and outclassed him. As he would explain. Now, after bonking Bakugo on the head and getting to sit down and shut up, Reborn tells him that Midoriya saved somebody during the entrance exam. And because of that, he was able to score extra points. The girl would have been killed if it was not for Midoriya's intervention. Or she could have been saved by pro heroes who would have stopped the exam. Now, Midoriya, he's still trying to think about that. As Reborn does congratulate Midoriya, and does tell him that he can enjoy the rest of the day off, as he does go to walk away. Now, with all that, we do actually cut to the first day of UA, where Midoriya, he does walk in. Now, whenever he does walk in, a lot of people are sitting at their own desk, and they are all staring at Midoriya. As Bakugo does walk past him and head over to his seat. Now, we do actually have Momo and Todoroki, who they do go to look at Midoriya once he does walk in. Midoriya going over to his desk as he does look around the room. That's kind of weird. I would have thought a lot more of the people I saw would have gotten in. Then again, it does make sense. They know how to use their quirks better than I know how they would use their quirks. Maybe all of them would be a good candidates. Then again, I did already find somebody for the other 4 rings. Maybe. Hopefully. Now, as this does actually happen, you have Tenya Ida, who would walk up and apologize to Midoriya, as Ochako herself does come walking up to Midoriya's desk, and thank Midoriya for saving her life during the entrance exam. People turning to look at Midoriya, as many of them do wonder. By the way, what's your quirk? Sorry about that. my quirk's kinda strange. Now, Midoriya he does make up the excuse that his quirk requires special nutrients to activate. And once it does activate, he does have sort of a time limit. Hmm? Really? That's sort of, well, iffy, you know? Yeah, it kind of is. You see, once I kind of have a hold of it, I do got some power behind it, but yeah, I'd rather just, you know, keep those things on hand. That way I can properly maintain my power. Hmm. Oh, so that's why. Special nutrients from a doctor, correct? Yeah, a quirk doctor gave them to me. Sorry if I kind of went off on you. Hmm? No, I'm sorry. I didn't understand the situation completely. Please accept my sincerest apologies. Now, Bakugo would spin around and tell them all that they really should just leave him alone. Hmm? Why is that? Easy. Because you haven't caught up to him yet. What? Wait, did he just compliment me? Yeah, look at you. You could use some growth. Once you learn to chill out, talk to him again. How about that? For right now, just piss off. Now, this is whenever Aizawa, he would actually jump up and talk about how they're all being pretty loud, and that they've interrupted his nap. Now he's awake and cranky. So, right now, all of them go get dressed as he does go through the sports, or not sports festival uniform, the PE uniform, and tell them all to get dressed in this. Now, we do cut over to the boys' locker room, where people are getting changed and dressed. And we do have Midoriya, who, after he does look around, he does actually see somebody who was on the chopping block for Reborn. Reborn was kind of iffy about this guy, especially because Midoriya asked him to do some light reconnaissance on him. Now, Midoriya he looked into a guy by the name of Kirishima, and from what he's heard, from Reborn's reconnaissance, the guy dyed his hair. And he is the Red One, as Reborn has stated. From looking at it, this guy's gone through some muscle growth from what Reborn has said. Reborn described him as somewhat scrawny and pale, and with, as Reborn would put it, a crappy hardening quirk, since you could probably beat his legs in or cripple him with a bat. Midoriya, yeah. He was confused by how Reborn phrased that. Then again, it does kind of make sense with what Reborn does do. Now, Midoriya, he does finish changing, as he also does look over towards somebody that he was told would be a good addition to the Mafia family. Now, Midoriya, he looks over at Denki. The guy, from what Reborn has said, has a lot of potential. However, there's the fact he's an idiot. Now, Midoriya, he does take that into consideration, as we do have outside, where Aizawa, he does ask Midoriya to throw the ball and to not use his quirk. Midoriya doing so and getting, let's just say about 10 meters past the cannonball goes throw, as he would then ask Midoriya to please use his quirk. Midoriya pulling out the pill bottle, and Aizawa taking notice of this, as he does mention that he can't use those here. Midoriya explaining briefly, as we do have All Might and Reborn. All Might is hiding behind a building very badly, as you do have Reborn, who is currently disguised as a bush and wearing a tiny ghillie suit, as he's sipping some tea with a pair of binoculars made out of his friend, or the chameleon, that he does have that shapeshifts into a gun. Now, Reborn does watch Midoriya. As Midoriya, he's able to take one of these things. And he does then go to throw the ball. Now, as Midoriya does cock back his hand, he does go to throw the ball. As he does actually then go to bring his hand up and try to blast flames directly behind it to send it flying more. And Aizawa does watch that. Now, Midoriya he does fall backwards onto his ass. And the ball's sent flying farther, or let's just say about around 4,000 meters. And Aizawa, he's pretty impressed with that, asking the kid if that's really all he has. Sorry, I kinda messed it up a bit. You messed up? Yeah, Midoriya would say as the flame does die out on his head, talking about how he put all of his energy into that attack. Really? This kid's got potential. Now, Aizawa, he does then run everyone through everything else. Midoriya taking 2 of his vitamins, as he does call them, he's able to blitz many different people in many different categories. Overall, the enhanced Midoriya, he beats everyone in their respective categories. However, there was during the 50-meter dash against Bakugo and Ida. People saw the way Midoriya and Bakugo were both getting ready, as their stances were reminiscent of each other's. Bakugo's stance is somewhat lower toward the ground, and focused on pushing him forwards. However, Midoriya, his stance is purely somewhat different. One hand is angled closer to the ground, as one is angled completely back behind Midoriya and facing away palm outwards, as if he's going to grab a baton from somebody running behind him. Now, Ida and Midoriya finished first, as people were surprised at how close it was. Ida, yeah, he finished about 3 seconds behind Midoriya, and he was very impressed. Now, with that being said, we do actually have later at lunch, where everybody is sitting together. And Bakugo would learn that these are the other 2 Familia members he has recruited. As he does vocalizes to Midoriya. Are you serious? What? These 2. Yeah, them. Reborn said that they'd be good candidates. Hi. So we're in the same class. Yeah, we are. What of it? So this is all serious then. That's correct. Sorry if I dragged you into this. You two. Well, I wouldn't really say you dragged me into it. I did look into a lot of things once I did get home. And I've discovered that the ring that you gave me is not made of material that I've heard before. Yeah, sorry. I mean, it shows signs of being made of metal. The minerals are similar to common material, but they're, well, enhanced somehow, correct? Yeah, I don't really know. Okay, I assume so. But her turning to look at Todoroki, asking why he's here too. Yeah, he's kind of here because I was invited here. Besides, I more or less wouldn't have joined. However, my dad hates criminals, and joining a mafia family might just piss him off and send him over the edge. Oh, well, good for you then. Yes. Now, Midoriya he does then go over it with everyone else. The candidate Reborn has given him. He's supposed to recruit the guy named Denki from their class, along with Kirishima, the guy with the hardening quirk. Now, Bakugo, he does vocalize this. Kirishima, yeah, he's not really too sure about that guy being a mafia guy. He seems too, well, relaxed. Hmm? Really? Yeah, I don't know. And then there's that Denki guy. He's too. What's the word for it? Hmm. Um, I wouldn't say stupid, ignorant. Now, Midoriya, he does look at Todoroki. Todoroki talking about how he doesn't take anything seriously. And if he was put into a life and death situation, he's fairly certain that that guy would crack under pressure. Maybe. But, well, do you think he'd be a good idea? And then there's the candidate that I'm not really too sure about. Really? What do you mean? Well, they're the one that transferred into our class after that Mineta guy got kicked out. Yeah. Are you talking about her? Yeah, Kendo. Reborn said that she'd make it into class 1A, but she didn't. I don't get it. That makes no sense. That Mineta guy got in, but she didn't? I don't know. Maybe there was an error on his part. No. It's not that. Reborn's calculated. He always has the next move planned out before he ever even really does it. He knew that Mineta guy would get kicked out. He knew Aizawa would do this, didn't he? That is correct. Everyone turning to see Reborn sitting on the table. As he does tell them that he was aware Mr. Aizawa would kick Mineta out of their class. Who's this guy? Momo saying he's so tiny. Now, Reborn, he does look at Momo, as she does look back at him. Him explaining to her that he is the man who trained Midoriya, and that he may be tiny, but he is very deadly. Now, Reborn, he talks about how Mineta was definitely going to get kicked out. Kicked out. However, Kendo was going to get in. He didn't expect Mineta to pass the entrance exam the way he did. However, he knew either way, he would be kicked out of class, or most likely end up in Class 1B. Okay, so how do I approach her with this? What do you mean? Don't you want to try approaching the other two first? Well, I don't know. It's that Denki guy, though. I don't trust him. Trust him? What do you mean? His demeanor. He's too complacent. Sure, he does train, right? But he doesn't improve. He doesn't seek to better himself. I don't know. That type of complacency would get him killed. And then there's the fact that I don't think he knows how to use his quirk. What do you mean? Now, Midoriya does explain his reasoning to Reborn, saying that he apologizes, but he doesn't believe Denki should take on the ring. Now, Reborn, he does smile, before jumping off the table and going to walk away, telling Midoriya that he must figure out who takes on that ring then. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys have enjoyed, and have an amazing night. Catch you guys in the next part.